Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Tuesday morning? It is Tuesday, right? Yeah, definitely Tuesday. Good morning, everyone. This is Reganelite here on Tuesday, the 6th of January, 2026, here just at 11 o'clock in the morning here. We are also dual streaming live, just for reference, on youtube.com/Reganelite, which most of you guys are watching, and also on twitch.tv/Reganelite1, just for reference there. So if you're on either platform, if you can, please hit that follow or subscribe button on YouTube. If you can, like and share and hit the bell notification icon. So, and on Twitch, if you can, not just hit the follow button, but if you can hit the bell notification icon, you'll be notified on that platform when I go live as well. I've actually been thinking that maybe I should do maybe one of my live streams. Maybe I should do a Twitch only one. That might help boost some numbers, possibly. I've been thinking about that, guys. What do you guys honestly think? Let me know what you guys think. Just to try and get some numbers in there. Maybe like doing an off the cuff kind of live stream. Been thinking about doing something like that to try and see if we can get some viewers over there, perhaps, to try and build a platform on there, because the dual streaming is not really working too much on Twitch. But maybe if we tried to encourage some people to check it, to watch on there, maybe that might help boost some numbers over there. As an option, guys, it's an option. Food for thought. But anyways, for those who are new here and don't know what we do, so we go roughly about an hour between now and 12 o'clock. We look at the daily quota. We look at today's weather. What's happening, a bit of temperatures of different ways around happening in the world, as well as here in the UK. And then we have a look at the news. Today, we're going to be looking specifically at UK news. Some of the stories we looked at yesterday evening, for those who were at the watched yesterday's live stream, the Viewpoint, thank you very much for coming. I really do appreciate it. Timestamps are up, so if you didn't see the live stream and you're looking for a specific topic on that live stream you want to check out, you can just timestamp for it to there as well, so that make it easier for you if you've missed it there as well. I will also be live later on today at 6 o'clock for global news. We'll be covering foreign news. In particular, of course, we'll be covering looking more into what's been happening with Nicolas Maduro. Obviously, now in New York, what's happening with the state of Venezuela, to try and find out the latest that we can on that as well. So, a couple of food for thoughts there. Let me just see who's in the chat. Kevin, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Jumped over from Indie Truck. Absolutely top guy, Indie Truck. Dave McGuinness and the two Davies. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Witchy Goff, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Guys, check out Witchy Goff's YouTube channel, which our good friend Alison Keir has provided a link in the chat there. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. User, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well as well there. Stuart, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And Ellie, there, I just see pop up there as well. Good to see you all. Hope you guys are all doing well. Right, let's get started with today's daily quota. Here it is, guys. 6th of January. Zaglar. I hope I said that right. Zed Zaglar. I hope I said that right. And it's you can see it there. There's today's one. For people wondering why do I always show it on the screen, it's because I want you guys to know that it's not my own quotes, it's what the actual quota is saying. So it's not my own ones, but if you want to know my own quotas, I have an Instagram page called instagram.com/Reganelite. It's a non-political Instagram page where I almost on a daily basis post daily quotas, and I've been doing it for about a few years now. For a few years, I got over like 250 followers, which is kind of nice as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, do follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/Reganelite. There, it's a non-political one. If you want to see I do have a political Instagram account called Reganelite Shorts, where essentially all the shorts that I have on YouTube are posted on there as well. So if you do have an Instagram account, if you want to follow me on there, you can do as well. So here is today's one, guys. So what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. That is true. You can set yourselves as many goals as you like, but it's what you become by achieving those goals that really, really counts. Yeah. I mean, one of the other sayings is obviously to be better than you was yesterday. And I think that's a great message as well there. I think that's really powerful as well. Very simple message for tomorrow, guys. I do recommend checking out tomorrow's one. A reminder that we won't be just doing Good Morning Show tomorrow. We'll also be covering Prime Minister's Questions, the first one of 2026, tomorrow. So I'll be going from 11 till pretty much 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I'll be a much longer live stream tomorrow. So do join me for that there. Already my throat is parched. I haven't done any recording today. I don't know why my throat is parched. Maybe it's because it was -5 degrees here this morning. That's what the temperatures was reading, -5 degrees. When I looked on my weather report app this morning, it was, ugh, that's cold. Absolutely cold, guys. And here is our big blue beautiful planet, guys. Just for reference, I'm using the bbc.co.uk weather map for reference if anyone wants to use the same thing. I've got it set to today, Tuesday at 6 o'clock, just for reference here. So you can see there, London at 2 degrees and the wind at 6 miles there. Of our big beautiful planet, plenty of wind and rain and snowstorms out there on our globe. Zooming in a little bit here, let's check out. Oh, the temperature has dropped. Temperature has gone up a bit in Yellowknife to -25, guys. It's a little bit warmer. It's a little bit warmer for them today, guys. Up in Canada, a little bit warmer. Vancouver 6, San Francisco 12, New York 5, Ottawa 9, -9 there. Nice and toasty. Miami. I do want to go Miami. Miami is definitely somewhere I want to go one day, guys. 26 degrees. Very nice and toasty there. Mexico City 19 there. Parts of South America there 30, 25, 26 and 23 degrees there. Nice and warm in tropical weathers as you would expect on the continent there. Parts of Africa, Cape Town 20, Windhoek 25 there, Kishka 27, Lagos 29 there, Dhaka 21 there. So some warm temperatures there in parts of Africa there. Addis Ababa 14 there. Colombo 25 there. On the other side of the planet, Darwin 18, Perth 19, Sydney there 21 and Auckland 18 in New Zealand respectfully. Philippines 25 degrees, very nice and toasty in the capital there for Philippines, even though they're getting buckets of rain from the looks of it there, from the looks of it there from the weather report. It looks like the snow has stopped today in Japan, so Tokyo are getting it's still cold in Tokyo, 2 degrees. Beijing much colder at -1 degrees there. Zooming in a little bit there to we can see some different temperatures as well here in parts of the Middle East. New Delhi 8, Kigali, I hope I said that right, 17. Kuwait City 15, Riyadh 15, Tehran, Chile 6, Baghdad 9, Cairo 16, Port Sudan 25 there you can see, and Khartoum 27. Obviously, difficult time for Sudan right now. It's been a difficult time for them for quite a long period, as we know. Europe here itself, we'll come to UK in just a second here, but we can see that snowstorm we saw yesterday, that is still there today. Madrid 3, Lisbon 9, Tunis 13 there, Tripoli 20 there. They got some snowstorms on the north of Africa there from the looks of it as well. Italy is suffering lots of rain and snow today, so Max's live streams may not go straight away according to plan there, given the weather that they're having there. Sats, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Billy Kershaw as well. A person impersonator, if I didn't say hello to you, I hope you are doing well as well. I was on Discord last night for half an hour, but nobody joined me, unfortunately. But hopefully I'll do another Discord. Maybe I'll try again on Wednesday for a Discord after chat. Maybe we'll try one that night, see how I feel there. But yeah, big rain and snowstorm there coming from Italy over into middle of Europe there. Zagreb -4, Vienna -1, Bern -6 there. Athens 18, Taria 15, Bucharest 4, Chistu there at 3, Kiev cold -1, Prague -5, very cold, Berlin -3, Warsaw -10, very cold stuff. Moscow -7 there, Riyadh -5, Vilnius -6, Minsk -6 there. So of course Eastern Europe really very, very chilly in comparison to other parts of Europe there. And there's that fixed snowstorm there in the center of the continent there. St. Petersburg -3 there. Murmansk -19 there. Oslo -8 there. Paris and Brussels -1 and -2 respectively there. And our friends in Iceland are cold and -5 there. Yeah, this, someone was quoted as saying, now's not a good time for the United States to invade Greenland because the temperatures are on average around about -49. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be invading Greenland anytime soon, guys. That is certainly not t-shirt weather in Yellowknife. You step outside without you have to literally like wear a hazmat suit, literally living there. It's insane, absolutely insane. I generally would love to, I generally mean this. I actually do want to go to that town one day. Just for the experience, and obviously it would be very difficult, be very hard to get there, but it would be fascinating to go to see like how they live their lives in comparison to other parts of the world, you know. Yes, Insta channels. Yeah, I have 2 Insta channels. Yeah, down below in the description there's something called a links tree. If you click that link, it opens up all my social medias. All of my social medias. Something called the links tree is in the description. If you click that, it opens up all my social medias. So you want to know if you want to find me on other places. So for the UK, today, London 2, Cardiff 4, Manchester 3, Dublin 5, Belfast 5, Edinburgh 4. Temperatures are going to pick up a little bit here. Won't be too bad. There is, of course, as we mentioned yesterday, going to be rain and snow. This is going to be around for quite a while. Yesterday was the last day of any kind of dry spell, so they're going to be getting some of this throughout the week, as we can see. There is going to be some snow dropping. Some of you guys, I think, mentioned on Dave McGuinness's channel earlier, some of you guys were seeing some snow falling. There is also, obviously, rain falling. There is parts of northern England, looks like, experiencing some bits of snow there from the looks of it as well, but most of it, parts of Wales and parts of the southwest of England, they're getting a bit of rain there, but there are parts like where I am currently where we're not facing that rain yet. But going overnight into tonight, we can see the temperatures aren't dropping as much as they was last night, but you can see here that that some of that snow is still staying out there. That rain is coming right through overnight in parts of London and parts of Wales there. Temperatures staying very cold, but again, not as cold as it was last night. It will be a little bit warmer. It'll be a little bit warmer. Tonight in comparison to last night. It was cold last night. Tonight won't be as cold. It'll still be cold, just won't be as cold, because you can see by the temperatures here for Wednesday night, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2. There, but there will be some snow and still some showers in parts of the UK. We can see there. Moving into the next day there. Into Wednesday there's big snowstorms hitting parts of Europe tomorrow. Big snowstorms there. Parts of northern Scotland there, we can still see snow there. Other parts, the rest of the UK there appears to be dry. There might be some scattered snow around in tiny parts of fractures, tiny rain perhaps in other parts of Northern Ireland there, England and Wales there, but mainly Scotland, mostly in the main and north of Scotland, going to get rain and snow there as we move later on into the day. Temperatures remaining roughly around about the same. 6, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 2. Again, not as cold as it's been the last few days, so it will pick up a little bit more. So it's not going to be too bad there. Going into tomorrow evening here, we can see those temperatures. It looks like they're going to drop again. Edinburgh is going to be chilly, 0 there. 2, 4, 3, 4 and 4, those temperatures here tomorrow evening. Not too much snow and rain, looks like it. So it looks like Wednesday evening we'll have a spell of most of the UK will be dry. Most of it will be there. Wednesday night though, Northern Ireland is going to experience some rain, and looks like this small half storm looks like it's going to be coming in here. It looks like there's going to be some high winds from it there, because you can see Dublin's got some high winds coming off it there. But going overnight into Wednesday night into Thursday morning there, we can see some snowstorms look like appear to going to be dropping, even though the temperatures haven't really dipped as much as they have been last night, but they're still staying roughly around about the same here into Thursday morning there. We can see this patch of snow is going to look like it's going to be falling on Thursday here, early Thursday morning. Patches in looks like in eastern England there's going to get some bits of snow from the looks of it there as well. But 4, 3, 4, 4, 2 and 0 degrees is what they were expecting on forecasting here. But as you can see, they're down at the bottom. I don't know if you've noticed that there's this rainstorm coming in from the English on the English Channel. So if you're living in the south or west of England there, looks like you're going to be experiencing a big pot of rain that's going to be coming over. It looks like, yeah, most of southern England is going to be getting that there. This right at the top, tippy top of Scotland is still going to get snow and rain there, but the rest of the UK, from the looks of it on the Thursday, is probably going to get away with dry spell. Yeah, most of the... so if you're in the Midlands and the north of England, you'll probably avoid the rain. And parts of Scotland are going to avoid it. But pretty much where I am, I'm going to get hit by the rain on Thursday at some point there by this rainstorm here. We can see. And it looks like there may even be some snow falling from it as well. Yeah, it looks like Thursday night into Friday morning, we're going to be getting that rain is going to turn into snow, apparently. Yeah, so that's what it looks going to be there. So have a good run, Richie, Witchigoff. Appreciate you popping in there. Do check out Witchigoff's YouTube channel if you haven't already, guys. Going into Friday morning there, we can see, looks like there's forecast to be some snow falling overnight in parts of England there, and parts of northern England and southern Scotland there as well. Looks like most of that snow has dissipated, some of it in parts of Scotland there. Wales is going to get some of that snow as well. Yeah, looks like parts of Wales is going to get that snow as well. You can see the way it's grafted here. Look, you can see this big high wind there. Brussels is going to be feeling that on Friday morning there. You can see this big rain and snowstorm here. Moving into Friday morning, there's going to be pockets of snow still going to be dabbled around, but most of it will have cleared up by then. Yeah, by Friday afternoon, it'll be mainly, most of the UK will be dry going into the weekend there. We can see, looks like, yeah, the temperatures are going to dip again from Friday night into Saturday morning here. You can see those temperatures 1, 2, 3, 3, 1 and 0 looks like here. And it looks like overnight at the weekend, yeah, Friday night to Saturday morning, we're going to get a dry spell. So it looks like the weekend we've got coming up, guys, is going to be a dry one. Except for this massive storm that's coming along. But yeah, Saturday looks like it's going to be a nice dry day. So if you've got any plans, apart from the cold, you can definitely go out and do some stuff, guys, and not worry about taking a brolly with you. But yeah, that looks like what we're forecasting at the moment. But obviously, it's always subject to change because it's not always 100% accurate, but it's about as close to accuracy as we'll get. But yeah, it looks like we might get some rain, possibly some snow here in London, which is very, very rare indeed. Chances are, though, guys, it's not going to settle. The chances of it settling are highly, highly unlikely, that is for sure. North of England will get snow. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, Viper Scott. I think, yeah, definitely North of England will definitely get it. How much of it will settle is another thing, though. So snow in the central belt of Scotland, where it will be mayhem. Well, you guys are kind of used to it out there. It's all about, isn't it, just playing ahead for it. And thank you for the links, Viper Scott. Yeah, if you guys are on Instagram, if you want to follow those pages, you can do there. Yeah, t-shirt weather in Yellowknife. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. You will get frostbite very, very fast. Like you will get frostbite very, very fast. You really will. Just before we get going on the news, just a quick reminder, if anyone wants to support me via Patreon or buy me a coffee, links are in the description. Your name will get added to this wonderful list if you guys want to contribute in any way, shape or form. Good news is, guys, is that it took forever, but I finally got the money that you guys gave me over the Christmas period. Once I got demonetized from people who buy me a coffee, it took a long time for that money to get through. They were being quite stubborn about it to buy me a coffee, but they did finally approve the money, and I finally have it. So it will definitely help me for the next few weeks. So thank you to everyone who has donated via buy me a coffee. I did already got the money from Patreon for those who have. So thank you guys who have kept me going. I am going to be chasing it up later today. It is on my to-do list today, the YouTube issue. So thank you for those who have supported me with that. I appreciate it. Right, let's get started. First and foremost, I'm going to go backwards with the UK news here. We'll have a look and see what the Tory Telegraph or the Reform Graph or the Russian Telegraph is saying here. So they've got the worst possible advert you could possibly have on the top of their platform there. Apparently, I'm not even going to bother discussing it. Looks really disgusting if you ask me. Stay at home during the cold snap, public have been told. Yeah, because it's very, very cold. Trans child of Democratic donor accused of smashing JD Vance's windows. That doesn't sound very good. Rachel Reeves blocks supports for pubs despite Starmer acknowledging sector struggles. I'm not sure how Rachel Reeves is blocking support for pubs, but you know, they can put whatever headline they want, I suppose, at the end of the day there. Shackled in court, Morado declares, I'm a prisoner of war. We will touch on that later on today, definitely for sure. Muhammad bans Muslim hate preacher from Britain. The Latina lady Macbeth, why Morado's wife was the power behind the throne. Was she really? Was she really? Like, I mean, obviously, we don't know a lot about Venezuelan politics, but was she really? You sure it wasn't just Morado? Star Martin fights influencer who calls Johnson mentally ill to a press conference. What's wrong with inviting influencers? I mean, I wouldn't. I was about to say I wouldn't call Johnson mentally ill, but then I'm just like, would I? I mean, I've called him plenty of names, to be fair. Oil tankers enter dark mode to flee Venezuela. Yes, they have. So after Maduro was captured and whatnot, lots of oil tankers fled Venezuela because they didn't want to get captured by the Americans. Fighting traps hundreds of tourists on Yemen's Paradise Island. Colombia's president vows to take up arms after Trump's threat. Yeah, they would do, wouldn't they? What bollocks have they got in the UK news? Labour must not silence gender-critical activists, says Streeting. Royal Mail issues Stranger Things stamps in first Netflix collaboration. Problem is right. This really makes me sad to have to tell you this, guys. This is the first Christmas where I've not posted Christmas cards to people. And the main reason is stamps cost too much money. It's so sad. It's really, really sad. That I this Christmas I couldn't do it because it was just the stamps were just too expensive, and it's really heartbreaking. And everybody says now, well, nowadays you can just do email or just send a gift instead. Like it meant something to get a card or to send a card. You know, it was a very personal touch. You know, to me. But I don't. You know. But when it comes to some of the closer family, I normally pass them on to my mum, and she passes them on to close family around her. So that way I don't need to pay for stamps. But, you know, I do. But there are some family, obviously, who are far away that I never see. And obviously, you know, I want to send them a card, but it's just the stamps just cost too much nowadays, guys. It's really, really sad. I may cough up the money next year for the stamps, but not keen on it because I still like doing that. There's something special about, for me, handwriting all these, because I used to spend, and back when I was working in retail, guys, I would sit and spend. I would write a card for every single member of staff, even if it was people who didn't celebrate Christmas. I would still buy them because I wanted them to feel inclusive, right? And I would handwrite all of them. And my writing's terrible because I'm left-handed. But I would still write them because it was special. It meant something, and my late Nan Ireland, when she passed away, when one of the things she used to do in the last she always used to do because she lived in Ireland, she would always write a letter, not just a card, but she would also write a letter in there. I could not read her writing. I had get my dad to read the letter to me because I didn't understand her writing. So yeah, I do miss those. I do miss the stamp days, guys, when it weren't so expensive. Sorry, going off topic. I just wanted to share that with you guys. NHS app to fast track prostate cancer diagnosis. Killer hospital treatment costs the taxpayer almost 400k. Oh my god. Oh, I have to remember this. This is Telegraph. Shouldn't take it so seriously. Any chance of taking out the UK's unpopular left-wing Donald? Tim Stanley is calling for an insurrection in the United Kingdom. This isn't like this kind of language right here. These kind of people here, they should be arrested and interrogated by the Metropolitan Police for these comments, because, and I'm not joking, I'm being deadly serious. They should be arrested and interrogated by the Metropolitan Police, because they're calling basically for a foreign nation to invade our country and overthrow our government. That's essentially what you are saying here, and that kind of language is super dangerous. And people who make those kind of like people say, oh, I'm just saying it jokingly and whatnot. Like, there's nothing to joke about something like that. It's very, very serious. Absolutely dangerous language. People like that need to be arrested, and they should be investigated by the Metropolitan Police, because they're basically advocating for the overthrowing of a democratically elected government in the UK, even if it wasn't one that we wanted. Yeah, and we talked about the free lost travel yesterday. We touched on that yesterday for those who missed it, so I'm not going to comment too much on that there. £1.70 a letter, £3.60 for small parcels. Kevin says, I sent a few cards last year. One was a first Christmas card. That was a must. Posted a few to others. Yeah, I'm glad some people still do it, but it's just, yeah, it's very, very... It was just the cost was just too much. Maybe I'll get second class stamps and maybe just do them and post them in November. Maybe I'll try. Might get away with it there, maybe, but we'll see. Thank you, person. Yeah, I need as much help as I can. Yeah, with them, because YouTube have not been very helpful with me. Domestic Terrorism Act should be arrest under. Tim Stanley should be arrested. Yeah, calling for such things, lock him up. Yeah, stamps are more expensive than cards these days. Yeah. They are. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's really sad. Really, really sad, you know. Let's see what the Times have said for us here today, guys. Labour sinks below the Tories in polls for the first time since the election. The Conservative Party is no longer hemorrhaging support to reformist Nigel Farage party falls back for record local sword in the summer. Can we back or not? She's getting people behind her. I don't like her policies. I don't like she's winning back voters, and maybe it's because people are seeing a bit more stability in Conservatives. And the other thing as well, because I fully expected Kemi to be given the boot, right? I fully expected that. I'm sure many of you fully expected that. Well, what seems to happen is that the shadow government has stabilised. The political party has stabilised. Despite the fact that they still haven't apologised, they still haven't accepted that their ownership and responsibility, people are still getting behind them, which in that part of it really does infuriate me. It really does infuriate me, because people have forgotten that this is the same political party that decided to have parties while people died. A lot of the people who are in this shadow cabinet were also part of Boris Johnson's regime. And people just have very, very short memories. It's really, really infuriating. Yvette Cooper sidesteps criticism of US over Morado capture. Police chief under pressure to resign over Macau Tel Aviv fan ban. Like, just go away is my answer to that one. Like, move on from it. Trump threats threats against Greenland have forced Starmer's hand. Yes, it has. Starmer prepares post-Brexit bill to transfer powers to EU. Analysis there says the PM hedges his bets as Trump's international gamble tests allies. What they got here? Inflation is falling again at 3.2% there. That's where we're at the moment in terms of inflation. Unemployment rate is on the rise here. This is from the ONS they've got here. So we're at 5.1% here as our current unemployment rate. It was at record high in 2011. But it's dipped to 5.1%. The last time we were around that number was in September 2005. Oh, no, wait, correction. That was around 2015 was around about that position where we was. So about 10 years, just roughly over 10 years ago there. I am doing one at 6 Witchy Goth, but you can still go live. It's fine. I can't shift my one to 7 tonight. I can't. Last live stream I could. This one I can't, I'm afraid. So I do apologise. What else they've got here? We spared a factory floor pep talk that may have been preferable. Chagos Island deal with security and marine protection insiders have said. I was seeing while I was setting this up, guys. Apparently the Lords have rejected the Chagos Island deal. It's been rejected by the House of Lords. So looks like that's going to be problematic for the government there. But we know a lot of people on the far right are trying to claim that it's people on the far right trying to claim it's not a very good deal. I mean, it's never going to work for anyone, to be fair. Police draw up false evidence after decision to ban Israeli fans. Leaked files show West Midlands officers found retrospective intelligence to justify barring football supporters. There isn't false evidence. There's concrete evidence. There is no fake evidence. Like, again, like, just like, I just don't understand why people cannot move on from it. It's so infuriating they can't move on from it. Remarkable, NHS keeps 95% of appointments during doctor strike. Sir Jim Mackley, Chief Executive of NHS England, praised staff for keeping the service running, even though more doctors walked out than in 2024. That's very good, positive. That's very positive. That's very positive from the National Healthcare Service. That 95% of the appointments were kept during the doctor strike. That's really good. MPs urge boycott of Elon Musk's X over Grok's AI undressing. I have not responded to this story over Grok and the artificial intelligence undressing. So what is this about, guys? So for those who don't know about this, so apparently, so with Grok, you can now tell it on Twitch, if you have a picture of a woman, you can tell it to create an image of that same person with less clothes on, essentially. There. So I haven't listed it tonight, have I not? Oh, I'll have to check after this live stream. I was going to go straight out for a walk, but I'll have to check it now. Which is incredibly dangerous. Not only that, it's really, it's just, how can I describe this as disgusting, horrible, like denigrating of women, denigrating of anybody, like, but for more in particular for women. Like, any woman can be basically, and you could take any image of any person and tell Grok to take their clothes off. And it's just like, how is that okay? How is that fine? Like, Elon Musk thinks it's a joke. It's not funny. It's degrading people. There's nothing funny about that. And I really do think that it's what's really angering me is that not just the British government, but other governments are not taking stronger action against X and applying pressure on them to say, hey, you need to stop this. You need to turn this off. Like, they really, really need to clamp down on this and allowing X to continue to do this. It's not fair. It's just not fair. It's not right. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. It really... I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the words for it, but it really does anger me that we have governments both here and in the West who are in the West of the Western Hemisphere who aren't acting on this, who aren't shouting more about this and calling this for something to be done about this. Tegos Islands also has the US base there. Yes, correct, Kevin. Kevin, absolutely. So obviously the deal was that they would have the islands for 99 years. And the base would remain on, I think it's Diego Garcia, the island, I believe it is. So, Ofcom sent a strongly worded letter to X. They got bullcrap reply. Yeah, like Keir Starmer needs to get on the podium and basically say, he just needs to do a press conference and literally say, X, you have 1 week to deal with this Grok issue. Otherwise, I'm pulling your social media platform out of the UK. I'm banning it from the UK. Like, literally, if you do that, he will respond. He will act because they will lose a shit ton of money. Like, just threaten to ban X from the UK. And he will bend. He will bend because Elon Musk is a wuss. Okay? He is a wuss. He will back down. He's not going to protect this. He knows it's wrong. Just put him on the pressure. He will buckle. Just get on the press conference to do it, because he will buckle. He will buckle on it. Starmer's approval ratings continue to fall. Percentages haven't changed since last time we saw that. Backing up -14. Starmer negative 52. He's losing support. He keeps going down. It's getting worse and worse for Labour. They need to get rid of him. Clock is ticking on him. Clock is ticking on him there. Right, let's have a look and see what the Financial Times is saying here. Starmer criticised for not query legality of Trump's Venezuela attack. Some Labour MPs Want the Prime Minister to label the US intervention as a breach of international law. He should say that, considering he is a lawyer himself. It's quite embarrassing that he can't say it. But as I said yesterday, he doesn't want to upset the orange tangerine as well. And he is spineless, unfortunately, on this situation. And he's also terrified of upsetting the US. It's not a very good position for Labour. Chinese brand new boost a new car sale back above 2 million in UK. Return to pre-pandemic levels of demand has been mainly driven by an influx of cheaper electric vehicles. Influx of cheaper electric vehicles, not homemade, influx of them. London office shortages force big companies to stay put. At the same Vodafone sales line, the London Stock Exchange opted against relocating in 2025. Good. UK looks to promote short-term treasury bills to retail investors. Phillips 66 device 66 Lindy's refinery but will not reopen it. US company's decision on Lincolnshire plant deals another blow to UK's oil refinery capacity. It's not very good there. Have a look at the front of the FT just for reference. Venezuela launches wave of repression after the US siege of Morado. Armed police patrol the streets and journalists arrested as government crackdowns on dissidents widens. We'll have a look at that later. Microsoft and McKinsey pay up $1 million each to back Trump's Davos hub. Trump's Greenland claim leaves Europe struggling for an answer. Singapore sentenced British national to more than 6 years in Wirecard case. Iran protests spread to negative heartlands there. Yeah, Iran's protests are still growing there. Telegram hit by 500 million Russian bond freeze, an exclusive from the FT there. China imposes export ban targeting Japanese military in Taiwan dispute. Oh, it's getting sour there, that's for sure. Copper hits new record amid concerns over supply disruption. Yeah, copper's very important to people. UK broadband operator sold to distressed debt specialist. That's not good. It's not good. I don't know who that is. I can't open it because it's behind a paywall. Germany's baby gap turns childcare shortage on its head. Chinese brand move boost. We saw that already. Problem with AI and empathy. There is no such thing as empathy with artificial intelligence. It just tells you what you want it to hear. Starmer may want closer ties to the EU, but will Brussels play ball? We will play by Brussels' hands. We're not playing by the UK's hands, okay? We are not in control in any of this, okay? Starmer criticised for not curing legality of transfers via attack. No age, Richard God, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Do make sure you check out. She's going live later on today, guys, so make sure you check that out if you can. Let's switch gears here and have a look at the iPaper. Social media needs regulated or banned for under 16s. Many of the current mental health problems will taper off. WHO have highlighted problems worldwide with young people due to poor diet. Yeah. We do need to take action on it. Like, parents, I don't like it when I see parents giving their child tablets to sit on non-stop. I think it's so bad for their brains. Non-stop. I just think them being on it all the time is really, really bad. I just don't think it's good. Let's have a look at the iPaper here. We need it for national security, Trump says, as he's serious about taking Greenland. Of course you are, Donny. Of course you are. Streeting, the first 9 conditions you can be treated for anywhere in England. The Health Secretary sets out details on how the new NHS Online will work from 2027. I really hope it works for them. Works for people. Helps get people the healthcare that they need. Britain's best days are over and countries divided, says voters. Drivers over 70 face a ban for failing compulsory eye tests. Starmer plotting even softer Brexit as leadership rivals circle. Which reversing Brexit makes you richer, the experts' verdict. Greenland's now fearing Trump's next move. This is why he wants a piece of the Arctic. We don't need an explainer to why. It's all about resources. I mean, for some people they don't know, but it's all about resources. Yep, they could end the NATO alliance. Excuse me. I spent £10,000 to treat my endometriosis. We don't need more NHS hurdles. Nestle recalls some baby formula products over food poisoning fears. That's from Nestle. Nestle. There, that's not good. Britain's best days are over and the country's divided, said voters. Yep, that's absolutely true. Politics has divided us even more than ever before. Brexit started it, and it's only gotten worse. Drivers over Saturday set to face a ban for failing compulsory eye tests for over 70s now. That's going to come in, looks like. Chickenpox vaccine offered. Yep, we saw that yesterday. The dark logic behind Trump's plan to reorder the world. Former British schoolgirl confirmed to have died in the Swiss bar fire. 15-year-old British schoolgirl. And those are all old stories which we have seen already there. Let's have a look at the Independent here. I really sympathise with families with young kids. The advertising and social pressure costs, they're really up against it. It is so, it's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. But it's also so important that they're not bombed down in just sitting on their tablets. It's so important that they are doing other things, other activities. It's really important to put that balance in. It's so important. Like, I don't know. Like, I know Kevin's saying about ban it. Like, social media, yes. But I think, yeah, banning social media is one thing. But I wouldn't go as far as to take the tablets completely away from them. Like, mitigate their time on them, on those devices, absolutely. But social media, yes. There should be some kind of ban on social media. There absolutely should be. There should be some ban on social media. Because it you know, I don't like this. You know, the idea is obviously when you, like, obviously, you guys know and I know back in my day when you finished school, like, if you weren't hanging out with your kids, you were just going straight home and that was it, right? Nowadays, yeah, kids can't get away from their bullies anymore. They're literally everywhere online. Like, you're still putting up with them long after. And it's just... And I'm sure there's been scenarios of kids getting angry about things that they've been said about them on social media or whatnot. And, yeah, some really terrible stuff. Considering contacting my MP via social media to ban under 16s, says Kevin. Yeah, you do what you feel is right to do. You know, if you want to, yeah, do contact your MP if you want to. Honestly, if you want to do that, you go and do that. Express your feelings. My two get phones taken when they're at the dinner table, says Viper Scott. Yeah, taking the phones away from the dinner table is a very good thing as well. Person, yeah, best way is to learn to put things down once in a while. Yeah, I think that's really, really important. Bereaved Starmer appeals for unity at the first cabinet meeting in 2026. This is from the Independent. Oh, I haven't even switched over. That would have been helpful. Brexit has made everything from economy to immigration worse in the UK. Yep, Brexit has done that. Why managing Trump is more important than defending international law? Go on then, why is it? Oh, it's a long analysis piece. Okay, I can't read the whole thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I certainly think it's worth reading, though. Peers inflict a new blow to Starmer on government's Chagos handover deal. Yeah. There's backed an amendment which was led by former military chiefs, which has left Starmer's controversial Chagos deal in crisis. Keir Starmer's deal to hand over the Chagos Islands to Majoris has dealt a humiliating blow in the House of Lords after Peers backed demands for a renegotiation. In a vote which left the government reeling, Peers backed a demand to renegotiate the terms of the deal in order to ensure payments stop if the military base in Diego Garcia could no longer be used. The amendment, which was led by former military chiefs, was backed by 132 votes to 124 in the House of Lords and represents the fourth defeat for the Prime Minister in the upper house on the controversial deal. 4 times now. The amendment stated that the government must make arrangements for terms of payment should environmental or other issues make the military base use of the base permanently impossible. The UK has agreed to pay Majoris at least £120 million annually during the 99-year agreement to lease back the site, the total cost of each cash term of at least £13 billion. The government, however, estimates the bill will be lowered to around £101 million a year, while critics argue it will be much higher. The bill, which is needed to implement the treaty, has already been approved by MPs, but the face of bruising ride in the House of Lords. Independent crossbencher Lord Halston of Richmond, who served as the Chief of the Defence Staff from 2013-2016, said currently the bill makes no provisions for the circumstances in which the requirement to pay an annual fee for the use of the Diego Garcia base is revisited in the event of the base becoming unusable for military purpose. In a verbal reference to US President Donald Trump's intervention in Venezuela, Lord Hongington has said, many in the chamber may think my concerns are drawn from the world of fantasy or nightmare, but do the last 72 hours not give serious cause for concern regarding our ability to predict with certainty the next 2 years of geopolitics, let alone the next 100? This treaty needs to cater far better for what the future might hold. The Conservative Shadow Minister said it is unconscionable that British taxpayers should be forced to continue to fund the Maduran government under the terms of the treaty in circumstances where the military base, which is related to and secures, has therefore become inoperable. Responding, Foreign Affairs Minister Darlington said the treaty included a mechanism for dealing with developers relating to the base, while it was also covered by international law. We're not gonna to say that we're not gonna pay any reprimands is insane. Like, I'm sorry, like, we have to pay reprimands. We can't get out of that. It's a difficult situation. I'm not sure best way to respond to it, guys. Deaths to outnumber births in the new era, leading to higher taxes. Starmer says he stands with Denmark after Trump threat over Greenland. Burnham is not the answer, readers, on leadership's renewal dilemma. We've seen that one story already. Any other new stories here? Stone Grockery brings heavy snow to the UK with fresh Met officers warns. Let's say MAA products recalled in poisoning fears. How you could be fined for de-icing your car. Highway experts warn that drivers could be fined up to £1,000 for repeatedly defrosting their car incorrectly. The Royal Automobile Club Foundation, most commonly known as the RSC, warned that drivers that if they leave their engine running on a public road unattended, there could be a risk of being heavily fined. This is because leaving your engine running unattended is an offence known as idling, as it breaks the rule 123 of the UK Highway Code and the Regulation 98 of 107 of the Road Vehicles Construction and Use Regulation 1986. Additionally, an idly stationary engine can be harmful pollution for the environment, producing up to twice as many emissions as an engine in motion, impacting the surrounding area, according to the RAC. In 2016, the Royal College of Physicians estimated that 4,000 deaths a year in estimated linked to air pollution. What's that what got to do with de-icing your car, though? So, like, if you're in your own so what? Like, so what? Do the person has to sit in their car? They can't go back in their house while their car defrosts? Is that what you're saying? Seems like a bit much here. If you fail to turn off your engine while instructed to do so, you could land yourself with a fixed penalty notice of £20. If this sum is not paid within 28 days, it can escalate to £40 and then increase to £8. Previous fines not paying eventually could rise as high as £1,000 if you are found to be a repeat offender. The rules do not apply if you're using your own driveway, as it is not a public highway, but drivers are advised to be careful on public roads where the highway code does apply. Well, Crime spoke to BBC. Yeah. He warned that failure to properly clear your windscreen or snow or ice could also result in penalties too. Explain safety issues such as portholing, which is where people scrape a small circular pothole in the frosty surface instead of clearing their whole windscreen, can lead to a dangerous lack of vision when driving. Yes, I mean, every common sense driver knows that you need to defrost the entire front screen. Like, if you're not doing the whole of the front and the back, yeah. Using a vehicle with parts or accessories on dangerous conditions could result in a fine of £60. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone here who is a driver listening uses their common sense here. Simply removing the ice from the driver's seat of the windscreen is not enough. You must de-ice the entire area, use wipers and then ice it. Yep, everyone. I'm pretty sure most common sense drivers do this. Over the years, many vehicles have been stolen after the owners left the car running with the keys inside the ignition. This is just dumb. This is dumb for people who do this. And they got some advice there. Plan ahead. Ice scraper, de-ice to speed things up. I think most of you guys know about this because, you know, I shouldn't need to tell you about that, but just make sure you cover all things. You can idle on your drive, Reganelite, if on your drive, Reganelite, if on your road. I was going to say, like, if you don't have a driveway and it's like parked outside your home, and you leave it running, are you going to face a fine there? Because technically it is a public road. So there might be an argument for somebody walk past to fine you in that situation. I think in Germany your car must be completely free of snow and ice, as Billy Kershaw. Yeah, well, just avoid getting fined and take all necessary precautions is what I always say to you guys. But you guys know this already. Britain's eating salt equivalent to 155 packet of crisps each week. Oh, this is where they're going after crisps now, are they? Daughter awarded £1,000 after her mother's ashes spilled in the post. Oh my God. That's terrible. PM's priority to protect the UK-US relationship, Streeting suggests. You can't protect it if Trump doesn't care about it. You can't protect the relationship if Trump doesn't care. You can't protect it. That's that. I think that's a bit more realistic there. Let's switch gears and see what else there is going on in other news, guys. This is interesting comments by Kemi Baganot. So she says, U.S. actions in Venezuela is morally right. Morally right. So the US military's actions in Venezuela was the right thing to do morally, Kemi Baganot has said. The Conservative leader told the BBC that while she did not understand the legal basis for Donald Trump's operation to remove President Nicolas Maduro from the country, he was overseeing a brutal regime and she was glad he's gone. However, she added that the move did raise serious questions about the rules-based order. The government so far avoided criticising the US move or saying whether it was a breach of international law, instead arguing that Maduro was an illegitimate president. However, some Labour MPs and opposition parties have called the Liberal Democrats, Green Party and SNP have called on the government to condemn Trump's actions and brand them illegal. Baganot told BBC Radio 4 Today programme the US actions was extraordinary, but she understood why it was taken. Where the certain legality is not clear, morally, I do think it was the right thing to do, she said. The Tory leader who spent her childhood in Nigeria for moving back to the age of UK added, I grew up under a military dictatorship, so I know what it's like to have someone like Maduro in charge. However, she said it was right to tell Trump not to intervene in Greenland because there is a big difference between democratic states and the gangster state of Venezuela. What happens in Greenland is up to Denmark and the people of Greenland, she added. I think these are very interesting comments by Kemi. She obviously can dodge the bullet about whether or not... she's dodging the bullet on the international law question. And she can do so as opposition leader. But I think using the term morally right will definitely hit tones to some people. I don't agree with the decision, even though that I've made it clear about Nicolas Maduro. But I think her using the term morally, I think that will appeal to a lot of people. I think she has struck a far better tone on the situation than Keir Starmer. I haven't listened to it, but the fact that she said it was the right thing to do morally, and I think, yeah, from a moral perspective, I think you guys would agree with me. It is a moral thing to do. However, when does morality in international law? Is it right that we put international law aside when it comes to morals? And the other thing as well is that it's all well and good seeing glad he's gone and all this kind of thing, but the regime hasn't gone. They just got rid of the head. It's really important to stress that. Like, they didn't remove the regime. They just got rid of Maduro. And we still don't know what's going to happen anyway in terms of the Venezuela over the next few days. Doesn't apply to rich people, i.e. own driveways, says Martin. Yeah, apparently it doesn't. Yeah. I actually clear all windows. I even do the roof too. If it's covered in snow, you will get fined as it falls off, says Viper Scott. Yeah, I mean, of course, that makes logical sense. Yeah, that makes logical sense. You don't want snow falling off the car while you're driving. It makes logical sense. Good morning, Sarah. Hope you are doing well there. And Martin, if I didn't say good morning to you there, I'm pretty there as well. What else is there? We've got about 7 minutes left. Manchester Era Family said MI5 must be fully included in the new law on the cover-up. Don't know if you're going to get that. They should do, but I don't think they will. Scottish party leaders set out stalls ahead of the election. 5 things learned from the seed election debate. So there was election debate. I haven't seen the election debate, but if anyone wants to touch on that, let me know. The 2026 Welsh seed election will make history with an increase of 96 seat parliament, 16 new constituents with returning 6 members, a system of proportional representation and the potential for real political jeopardy. Excuse me. Polls suggest that Labour's 27-year dominance under serious threat from Plaid Cymru and Reform. Kick off the new year, 5 parties took on a special debate on BBC Radio Special Sunday Supplement. So with Hugh Avila Davis for Labour, Conservatives James Evans, Madhu Abingwainfor, if I mispronounce it I apologise, for Plaid Cymru, Rodney Berman of the Liberal Democrats, and Greens Anthony Slaughter. Reform declined an invitation to take part. Why did Reform not take part in this? I thought, why did Reform not take part in this? I hope that loses them votes. I really hope that loses them votes by not taking part. Is the NHS broken? Yeah, I think the NHS in Wales is worse than England. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah. I'm sure you can speak far better than I can on it. Evans says the only member of the panel claimed that the NHS was broken. They also suggest the Conservative would consider cutting the number of health boards that run the service for its current 7s. Labour was shifting the focus to primary care, such as pharmacies and more frontline staff, is absolutely committed to hitting the target, trimming 200,000 off what has been record waiting list by the time of the election. Plaid would recruit more GPs, but acknowledged any changes would be in the current envelope of funding, and Slaughter spoke about using more nurses in the community. Berman said Lib Dems would bring a social care rescue package, but would not say precisely where the money would come from. Immigration's not worth talking about. Education, obviously, is important there. Reform debate absence criticised. Yep. I do need to have a listen at some point if I can this week. I'll try to. I've got a lot to on my plate, but I'll try to. Rung my mental health team this morning, waiting for a call back. Had a setback this morning. I was going to look at the flat this afternoon, but got a message saying it had gone. Bit hard to clean the snow off. HDV. I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah. I'm sorry to hear that. Rosemary, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Got about 4 minutes left, guys. Our babies born with rare spinal disease were diagnosed too late. All these stories we've seen already. All these stories. Claire and the original factory shop to enter administration. Claire's is going. Another famous high street retailer is going. Claire's. Very popular with young girls. But the cost this has got to them. It's really sad. That's really sad. I hate it when I hear stories like that. Let's just have a look at Sky News here. Got about 3 minutes left. Rules-based system disintegrates before eyes, West Streetings warns. Foreign Secretary rates importance on complying with international law of US counterpart. Greenland belongs to its people, European leaders say in a joint statement. Cabinet revolt brewing over business rate hikes. Chagos still suffers humiliating defeat in laws, which we know. Front of UK. Government plans new driving rules for over 70s. NHS reveal first conditions eligible for video appointments. Hopefully that will help people's situations. I really hope so. Mobile provider announces price hike. 3 major pension reforms happening in 2026. What a surprise! Mobile hikes. FTSE 100 bosses pays overtakes typical workers' annual salary in less than 3 days of 2026. High Street Giant has bumper Christmas but remains cautious amid the works job market. Looks like Next did okay from the looks of it. My sister doesn't have internet or a smartphone. How can she get online when she's on benefits? You have to get online. Everyone's got to get online. That's the sad answer to that. If you're not online, it's problematic. Well, you have to do it on their behalf. It's annoying, I know, but that's the harsh reality. Everyone's got to learn to get online. The good news is that if you can't have internet at home, or you can't afford to have internet at home, there's free internet cafes and whatnot you can go into and do them there, and just, or well, lots of free Wi-Fi places where you can use the internet, even if they're not the best places. Claire's, yeah, I heard that place. Place I went in with my mates to pretend we were interested in their bling. Was fun. Sad to see it gone. Yeah, it's very sad. Like, you know, like, I don't like. It's sad to see chains that you knew as a child go and disappear. You know. Kemi Baganot says Trump's Venezuela raid was morally right. This is the Guardian here. As we wrap things up. MPs over party criticised ministers. There, Labour to protect existing MPs above winning more seats at the next election, Deputy Leader has said. West Street warns of disintegration of rules-based world order after Venezuela attack. 81 in, 1 out asylum seekers accused of Ukraine of degrading treatment. That's an old story there from The Guardian. Next expects profits to bumper. Yeah, so they had 1.1 billion bumper festive sales. So Next did well. Aldi and Lidl grabbed record Christmas sales. Sales shares in Asda and Co-op slide. Yeah, because they're more expensive. So, again, it makes sense. School stays closed in Scotland as snow and ice remains in place across the UK. Starmer urged to scrap outdated laws limiting powers to stop the new gambling premises. Yeah, we need to stop new gambling premises. They have far too many premises. Far too many of that is around. That needs to be. We need to reduce them. Jaguar Land Rover sales slumped sharply amid US tariffs and cyber attack there as well. Those are some of the stories there from The Guardian. Is there any news stories from Barline Times? Have they got any new stories? Most of their stories were before Christmas, but I just want to see if they've actually got any new stories here. Those are all old stories. These are all old stories. The Epstein files. Did I have any stories on the big store on what's been happening? No. Yeah, Barline Times have. Where are Barline Times' people? They haven't done any stories. Hopefully today they'll have some. Just before I go, let me just have a quick look to see if anyone has supported me via Patreon or buy me coffee today. Just having a quick nose just in case, because I just do want to give people props if they have. Not today. Okay. Maybe later on today. Okay. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has come along today. Thank you guys for all your comments. I really appreciate it. I'll be back live at 6 o'clock today for global news. So if you want to join me for that, feel free to do so. There. Also a reminder, I'll be back. If you can't join me for that, I'll be back live tomorrow at 11 a.m. UK time there. Thank you guys all for coming again. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you guys are doing. I'm going to head out for my walk. And then I'm going to have lunch. And then I'm going to chase up YouTube and try and get some more answers regarding the demonetization. But thank you guys all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. But before I go, if you can, please hit that like button. Share it across social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. Do check out Patreon and Rumble. There'll be content dropping today, literally on 12 o'clock today as well. There's a post dropping right now on YouTube as well, letting you guys know as well what's going to be dropping over the week on Patreon and Rumble, which is for free. You don't have to pay to watch that content. Free content you guys can check out on there as well. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.